40% off retail prices in Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
Amazon Business offers smart business buying solutions so you can spend more time growing your business and less time doing the admin. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
Built Right. One location saves you money.
You gotta get to Built Right today.
Tonight, the Bucks and Kuzma cash in at Washington.
Inbound pass to Kuzma, catches it, lays it off the window, and good. And the Bucks will have the last laugh.
Our coverage starts at 5:30 on your home for the Milwaukee Bucks. News Radio 620 WTMJ Milwaukee.
10 o'clock, we have 21 degrees, sunshine today with a high of 28. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Connie Weber. 3 people hurt, 1 seriously after a house fire in the town of Matoman in Fond du Lac County. The serious injuries caused when that person jumped from the 2nd story to escape the fire that broke out when the occupants were sleeping. Sheriff's officers say they heard explosions after they arrived. Not clear yet what caused that fire. Space heaters are being blamed for a large apartment fire early this morning on Milwaukee's far northwest side. The blaze at the Willow Court Apartments, 89th and Lynx, forced 20 residents to evacuate. Crews say it appears to have been caused by space heaters being too close to flammable materials. Battalion Chief Nicholas Strauss says they had to evacuate 3 people from a balcony there.
We had an apartment filled with residents at the time of arrival. Beyond the complexity of fighting a fire, we also had the fact that we were trying to get a bunch of people rescued from that building as well.
No injuries reported. The Red Cross is assisting 7 displaced residents. Luigi Mangione, man accused of shooting and killing United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson, back in court in New York today, his first court appearance since December. ABC's Trevor Ault reports the hearing could result in a trial date being set.
Mangione has already pleaded not guilty to murder and also a terrorism charge, and he is also separately due in federal court next month on even more charges, including one which could yield the death penalty.
Mangione's garnered a massive wave of popularity this week, issuing his first statement through a website created by his defense team, saying the support has transcended political, racial, and even class divisions, and donations continue to pour into his defense fund, which has now raised more than $500,000. The Senate adopting a budget resolution after pulling an all-nighter. The so-called vote-a-rama began last night at the Capitol, lasted until the early morning hours. Resolution clears the path for Republicans to pass $340 billion in funding, including $175 billion for border spending and immigration enforcement. Another brick-and-mortar retailer facing financial dire straits, Forever 21, looking for a potential buyer and is planning on closing at least 200 locations. This as Walmart says it expects slower sales growth this year, which led to a dip in the markets this week. Here's ABC's Elizabeth Schulze.
Walmart executives say that lingering inflation and the threat of tariffs are creating uncertainty in the economy. About 60% of Walmart's U.S. sales actually come from groceries. It acknowledged high costs for eggs and beef. Walmart did already slash prices on thousands of products to try to appeal to shoppers who are frustrated with inflation, and it says it's prepared to cut those prices even more.
That's 9 ayes. The motion passes.
Nearly $800,000 in funding for school resource officers receives approval from Milwaukee Public Schools.
Now the district says the ball lies in the city's court, with their plan to split the cost for SROs down the middle sent to the city attorney's office. Board President Marva Herndon.
We're ready to accept officers as soon as they are available.
The move late Thursday came after an irate Judge David Borowski set a new SRO deal deadline earlier this week.
I take a dim view of elected officials thinking that they're above the law. They're not, at least in this court. So this is going to get resolved.
Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Freezing temperatures affecting millions from the northern U.S. border down to the Gulf Coast. Today will be the last day of that Arctic outbreak that broke records this week in the central part of the country. Many places being hit with record low temperatures as the northern plains and upper Midwest seeing wind chill numbers 20 to 30 degrees below zero. Time for news about your money and the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. The markets are down. Dow off 371 points. NASDAQ down 147. The S&P 500 is down 38. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 10:04.
Debbie Lazaga here for Kohler Services. If you've been putting off your bath or shower remodel, now's the time to turn to Kohler Services. Family owned for 150 years, Kohler is your Wisconsin manufacturer providing care for life. This month only, get 0 interest financing for 12 months and a free shower door with your Luxtone shower remodel. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote with fast professional installation always included. That's KohlerServicesWI.com.
Get ready to fiesta with Margarita Week at Blue Bat Kitchen and Tequileria, February 17th to 22nd. Sip on their loaded Blue Bat Margarita. Plus, buy any 2 handhelds and get a free firecracker chicken bow. Happy hour runs Monday to Friday, 2 to 6 p.m., and daily specials include $3 margaritas and free chips and salsa. Wrap it all up on National Margarita Day, Saturday, February 22nd, with live music and more. Visit Blue Bat Kitchen and Tequileria in Milwaukee's 3rd Ward for the ultimate margarita celebration. Get all the info at bluebatkitchen.com.
Great Midwest Bank has document imaging technology from James Imaging Systems, a 100% locally owned and managed business technology company. The bank's IT systems administrator, Michael Quizon, comments on the value of local.
We call on them at any point, they're there. We ask them any questions that we have, they're there.
James Imaging Systems, local business technology solutions, local support, local accountability. Luther Gray, Director of Ticket Operations and Group Sales for the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra.
If an issue does arise, they're very prompt, polite, and professional. It makes me feel empowered because I find it very easy to resolve something.
James Imaging Systems client, Al Leidinger, President of Matheson Manufacturing, summarized the benefit of local.
James Imaging has been a really good partner with us from the beginning.
Go with local. Go with James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. Bucks put together a dominant fourth quarter en route to a 116-110 win over the Clippers from Fiserv Forum. They visit the Wizards tonight in D.C. Bucks forward Bobby Portis suspended 25 games after testing positive for tramadol, medicine used to treat severe pain. Portis says he took it by mistake. He won't be eligible to return till April 8th when the team has just 4 games remaining. Tonight, number 15 Marquette visits Villanova. Milwaukee also on the road at Youngstown State. Wisconsin back tomorrow. The 11th-ranked Badgers will host Oregon at the Kohl Center. Badger Sports Update sponsored by Siding Unlimited. Siding and a whole lot more. Baseball is back. Brewers host the Cincinnati Reds tomorrow afternoon to open up spring play in Arizona. The crew will then visit the Rockies Sunday, opening day, March 27th. Take a look at the roads now with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver traffic. A disabled vehicle, it is off right, blocking the shoulder. This is going to be I-43 North, almost a mile beyond Layton Avenue. Here's your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Sunshine today, high of 28. Clear tonight with lows 12. Lakeside 7. Inland, partly cloudy tomorrow with a high of 29. Mostly cloudy on Sunday with a slight chance of rain or even snow to the north. High Sunday 38. Mostly cloudy Monday. Again, a slight chance of evening rain with a high of 43. Mostly cloudy on Tuesday with a high up to 44. It's 18 in Madison, 12 in Green Bay, 21 now in Milwaukee. I'm Connie Weber. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 10:08.
We like to do things by the numbers. We're all about commerce and community. Welcome to the Upswing, presented by Horicon Bank, the natural choice for all your banking needs. Now for the host that's always on the upswing, Jeff Sherman.
Now, to business, gentlemen.
Good morning, Wisconsin. Good morning, Milwaukee. Happy Friday. Hope your day is off and running well. Wherever you may be, we are going to talk AI today. Generative artificial intelligence tools obviously becoming more and more available in our lives. For some workers, indispensable for their jobs, right? But there's so much talk about what's going to happen to jobs, what's going to happen to all of our tasks, and how are we going to integrate these tools. We're not going to look to the future today. We're going to focus on the now, the right now, how people are using AI at work today. I'm looking forward to the insights of Todd McLeese from humanskills.ai. We're going to tackle AI at the IRS, how we really should use AI in the workplace and at our meetings. And on a truly personal level, Todd's going to tell us how he trusted and leveraged AI in his health journey. A lot of interesting opportunities there for us all to interpret data that we get each and every day. But as we do each and every day on the Upswing, we're going to go 2 up.
Now it's time for the
2, count 'em,
2 up on the Upswing.
A little bit of coffee talk to start our Friday here. Starbucks CEO Brian Niccol, he seems to be zeroing in on the strategy that he wants to use to revive the chain, saying he's going to restore the coffee house vibe. In an interview yesterday at the Wall Street Journal, the CEO said that he's pursuing growth through mobile ordering and rewards programs wasn't the best for Starbucks. It caused the company to lose sight of its primary service, said the CEO, who took the helm in 2024, said the chain needs a more balanced approach now as it works to reverse consecutive quarters of sales declines. So this improves improving the speed of service, overhauling the app's functionality, and revitalizing the store layouts. I really think Starbucks is special. I'm fascinated by the scale and the size, but I think it needs to continue to decide if it wants to be a cool cafe and destination or if it wants to be kind of the coffee McDonald's. You probably can't do both at the same time, but no matter what, I do think it's all about customer service and design. When you talk about customer service and coffee house vibe, sometimes you got to look hyper-local. After a 6-week remodel, Milwaukee-based Stone Creek has reopened its location in Delafield, Wisconsin, in Lake Country. The barista operations area, the bathrooms have all been redone there. The floors are shiny and clean. Cafe has all new chairs and the walls have been refinished. The cafe also updated its customer flow to move more naturally throughout the store. That's an idea for Starbucks for sure. Let's stay local for number 2, Glorioso's Italian Market. One of my favorites here in Milwaukee, right on Brady Street. They're celebrating a big 79th anniversary this weekend. The company opened February 14th, 1946. The 3 Glorioso's brothers. Last year, the business was transitioned to new owners, but it continues to provide the same quality opportunity in the Italian grocery space right there on beautiful Brady Street. This Saturday from 11 to 2, Glorioso's is going to celebrate their anniversary with cake and coffee and specials and a bunch of contests, so stop by. Staying local here, local footwear business Milwaukee Boot Company. Saw this in the Milwaukee Business Journal this morning. Said that it's adding a downtown storefront as it forecasts growth. Milwaukee Boot Company signed a lease right here at the Avenue at 301 West Wisconsin Avenue in the beautiful Westtown neighborhood. The storefront's going to replace a storefront that the Milwaukee Institution of Art and Design had. That space is going to move, so it'll be right on Wisconsin Avenue. The Myad Gallery is going to stay in the Avenue. But Milwaukee Boot Company is going to move with a new retail location from their Walker's Point location to downtown Milwaukee. The company was founded in 2019 by Mark Kohlenberg, who sought to combine kind of the traditional craftsmanship and modern retail. The flagship store in Walker's Point, all about handcrafted leather boots and goods inspired by Milwaukee's industrial history. I love it. Local retail coming downtown. That's what commerce and community is all about. Next up, AI in our work lives. This is the Upswing. You're listening to WTMJ.
While the Wizards have had a brutal year, at least they stay on brand by making all their wins disappear.
The Hoopers in our nation's capital went a full month without winning a game. It's not even American.
The Bucks head to D.C. to take on the Wizards.
Pocket pass to Giannis, who soars in and plunges it through with a one-hand slam.
Our Bucks Radio Network game day coverage starts tonight at 5:30. We are the home of the Bucks, WTMJ.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go: shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer? Can we sleep cooler? Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. And now save 50% on the new Sleep Number limited edition smart bed. Limited time. Exclusively at a Sleep Number store near you. Learn more at sleepnumber.com.
Feeling like winter inside your house? WTMJ's Vince Vitrano for USA Insulation. Many homes built before 1980 have little to no insulation. Anything you do, better than what you got, but you call USA and now you've got the best. Their foam injection method, 35% more efficient than your standard wall insulation. Most jobs done in as little as a day. Some homeowners qualify for thousands in rebates and discounts. Every USA customer begins saving money day one. USAinsulation.net.
USA Insulation.
Welcome back to the Upswing. I'm Jeff Sherman. Happy Friday. The Siding Unlimited WTMJ talk and text line is 855-616-1620. We're going to talk about AI tools. And obviously, all these tools are becoming more and more available in our lives. And for some workers, truly indispensable for their jobs. But when we talk AI, it's seemingly always future-facing. What's it going to do? How is it going to do this? How is it going to do that? How is it going to transform the workplace? The reality is we're in the here and now, and people are using these tools each and every day. But it can be kind of overwhelming to think, all right, which tool should I use? How should I implement it in my home life, in my work life? Todd McLeese from humanskills.ai, the founder of this business, helps kind of bridge the human elements and the technology elements of AI together. Todd, I appreciate your time this morning.
Hey, Jeff. Thanks for having me back.
Of course. So I wanted to look at the here and now of AI. How are people really using AI tools to do their jobs better and faster in the workplace today?
Yeah, I mean, at a basic level, it really just depends on what their job is. But, I mean, if you're creating content on a regular basis, if you have to write either narrative or create scripts of any kind or whatever the case, or presentations, there's all sorts of tools now that are amazing at generating those things. We like to differentiate between fast work and slow work. So it can either help you do the things that you kind of have to work through every day very quickly, and it can also, you can collaborate with it in a way that allows you to do a better job, increase the quality of your work for those things that we call slow work, which is, the more contemplative work, the things that you have to develop, the ambiguous work.
So the use cases right now, most people are saying, wow, there's these unexpected superpowers that come from harnessing different AI tools. How are people leveraging the platforms in the workplace today? I mean, one thing I'm seeing is kind of custom-made podcasts. Whether it's the Notebook LM or Google Illuminate, dumping in the deck, the sales deck, the partner deck, and then spitting out a custom-made podcast that can be showcased as content on LinkedIn or wherever. But that's just kind of one little use case. What's the day-to-day in our lives look like?
So from a fast work standpoint, email responses, social media posts, meeting summaries, those things are really quite automated now with whether it's Zoom or Teams or whatever you're using. Those tools AI is built into so many things that we encounter every day. I would say on the higher end, I just saw a story a couple of weeks ago. The CEO at Goldman Sachs was talking about, when a company goes public, if they're up market, they might hire somebody like Goldman Sachs to take them public. And one of the things they have to do is create a document. It's a prospectus about the company called an S1. It's a very high stakes document. If they get that wrong, that's not good for Goldman Sachs. There's a lot of risk there. Well, the CEO said that, as of a few months ago, AI does 95% of that now. It used to take 6 Goldman bankers 2 weeks of work to do that, but AI does it in minutes. They have to differentiate on the 5%. The hard part about that is that doesn't apply across every area of expertise and so forth. So it's called the jagged edge of AI. It works at like a PhD level for some things, and then other things it makes these silly mistakes that you would think it'd be a no-brainer for it to knock out. Like, how many R's are there in the word strawberry? Little tests like that.
Right. So what are some of your favorite tools? I mean, give me one easy kind of actionable example of how you use AI in your everyday work life.
Yeah, I used to use I use AI tools about 30 hours a week. So
okay.
It's a
all right.
little
Okay.
bit,
So
little bit of a
you're
disclaimer.
advanced. Yes.
But I'm and then I help people learn how to use AI tools the other 30 hours each week. And then my family tells me to stop talking about AI about an hour a week. And so ChatGPT is my go-to.
Okay.
That's a thought partnership thing. If I'm writing, there's a company called Anthropic, which has backing from Amazon and Google. Claude is it's I still think the best tool for writing in a more humanistic way. I just started using Grok 3 that came out a couple days ago.
Right.
It shot to the top of the leaderboard in terms of capabilities. My favorite tool, so I'm still very much ChatGPT. My favorite tool is Perplexity.
Yeah.
What that has done is it's replaced Google search for me. It's this amazing, like if truth matters, oftentimes the work you're doing with AI is subjective and you've got the expertise to say this is right or not. Here's how I could add value to that. But with Perplexity, if you're really looking for something where the facts matter, it's a tremendous tool. And everything I mentioned, whether it's ChatGPT or Claude, Perplexity, Grok 3, they have free models. You can start playing with them to see which ones work best for you.
Yeah. Okay. When we come back, I want to talk about AI agents, prompts, how we make them better, because there's a way to use these tools that you kind of need to know going in. And then work meetings. Should AI be invited to our next meeting? This is The Upswing. You're listening to WTMJ.
From trailblazers to innovators, we're honoring the legacies that have shaped our world. Join us in celebrating Black History Month on Wisconsin's Afternoon News on February 27th. We're shining a spotlight on the pioneers, pathfinders, and visionaries who've made an incredible impact on our community. Tune in on February 27th for special stories, guests, and discussions beginning at 3 p.m. Only here on 620 WTMJ.
Founded by inventors, fueled by community, and focused on business. This is WTMJ's Jeff Sherman speaking on behalf of my good friends at Horicon Bank. Horicon Bank, they've been doing banking differently since 1896. Your financing requests, they can be approved in days. You don't have to wait weeks because your banker understands you and your business. Service and products go hand in hand, providing top-notch products to meet your cash flow needs. Horicon Bank, they get the job done. Together, doing good. That's their vision, and they're committed to doing what it takes to help your business grow. Horicon Bank, truly the natural choice. Member FDIC.
My overall experience with Gruber Law Offices has been phenomenal.
The treatment was excellent.
They will be supportive of you. They will listen to you.
It was a great experience knowing that I had people to help me.
I know I could count on them to do what I needed to get done.
Experience with Gruber was great.
They gave me my life back.
It was amazing.
He gets results.
We know how to win. If you've been injured, call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Gruber Law Offices had my best interests at heart.
The Census Bureau says more than 12,000 Americans turn 65 each day. It's a surge they call Peak 65, the highest number in history. Some Annex clients retire early. Some keep working because they love it. You know why? Because they've got custom plans built by fee-only fiduciaries. They identified their wants and needs, and we went to work. We want to do the same for you. Annex does financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Visit AnnexWealth.com and click the Get Started button.
I think one of the things that patients don't realize is that when they get a joint replacement, that's not a lifetime treatment option. And they're probably, if they are a younger patient, signing up for multiple surgeries down the road.
As a physician and medical director for QC Kinetics, Dr. Caravelli's seen a pattern of trending joint pain.
prolonged medication, steroids, then surgery, possibly another surgery.
So a lot of our patients are trying to avoid or put off surgery, and this is the treatment that can help them do that.
QC Kinetics extracts your body's healing substances, concentrates them back into your aching joints to help heal and restore those areas, providing lasting relief.
Oh, I love being able to tell my patients, before we do this surgery, let's try another option. Let's see if this is right for you, because now they might not have to have surgery at all.
Call today for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
Welcome back to the Upswing. I'm Jeff Sherman. It's AI Friday today. Todd McLeese from humanskills.ai joins us in studio. Just so many ways to integrate AI into our workday flow. I mean, scheduling has become so much easier. Just editing documents, creating decks and mini ad campaigns, or at least just the outlines for campaigns, digesting complex contracts. I mean, this is one that just is such a time saver. If you have a contract that either you received or you want to send to a partner or a client, instant evaluation and saving some time and money, not having to go to the lawyer, right? And just pure meeting prep. I found this to be just so helpful on basic research, key talking points before you walk into a meeting. It gives you so much more than a simple Google search.
Yeah, I think it's this amazing preparation tool. There's risks on the contract side. I just ran into this. Yeah. So I had this speaking gig in Texas, and it was for the state of Texas.
Okay.
And so it was this little 1 hour virtual thing, jump on a Zoom call and talk for an hour. And they sent me a 29-page agreement. I'm like, I'm not going to read that.
Yeah.
So I threw it in there and I sent some feedback. I just asked ChatGPT, identify the red flags for me in this thing. Where are the risks? Mm-hmm. And it was pretty low risk because it was a one and done, right? Not a big, ongoing right. relationship. So I sent the feedback, and then they came back and they said, well, we know it's important to you to change the word from plenary to keynote. And I'm like, no, it wasn't. I just missed. I didn't see that. I didn't see the feedback. I just sent it. So you got to have the human part of it too.
Exactly.
You have to have oversight.
Yeah. So, I mean, speaking of that human part, a lot of questions just in terms of terminology and obviously use. What's an AI agent and what can it do?
Yeah, so 2025 is kind of the year of the agent. Supposedly we're all going to have 10 or 12 working on our behalf by the end of the year, and the futurists are talking about how everybody's going to sort of get promoted to a manager role, and we're going to manage agents. Agents are just, they're autonomous pieces of code that can go and do complex tasks. Now, the human, at this point, still has to give it the goal.
Right.
Give it some capabilities, tell it what it needs to be good at, give it some constraints, the guardrails that they have to live within, and then the context. Here's everything you need to know in order to be successful for this little thing that I want you to do. Then there's things like computer using agents. OpenAI just rolled this out where I want to book a flight to Phoenix on Southwest Airlines. And Operator is the name of OpenAI's tool. Okay. It'll just take over my laptop and start navigating to the websites, and then come back and say, these are the flight options on a given day. Which one do you want? And it just asks me questions on occasion, and then it'll book the flight.
So it's essentially chatbot 2.0, 3.0.
Yeah, just kind of does stuff on its own. Okay. And as time goes by, those things will become more and more complex.
Okay. So now that we can transcribe work meetings and conversations, I need to ask you, Todd, should we? There's a lot of common tools. What are some of the protocols around their use for meetings? You jump on a Zoom meeting or you go to a big conference and you see, there's an AI tool on this call that's going to transcribe every word. What's the risk there in transcription?
Yeah, there's always the can we, should we, right?
Yes.
So it depends a little bit on context, but from a best practice standpoint, informed consent, and platforms like Zoom and Teams do a really good job of saying this meeting's now being recorded and you have to accept, right? Mm-hmm. Data security. Suddenly you've got all of these transcripts and recordings of meetings that you have somewhere on a server. Is that a good thing? Do you want all of that? Yeah. For public institutions and highly regulated industries, they don't want to keep that stuff. Like in higher ed, for instance, because of FOIA requests. They don't want information requests to say, I want to see the meeting that happened internally. Mm-hmm. Same thing happens in state government.
Yeah.
So typically those things aren't allowed.
I mean, I found in some cases, not all, but sometimes the transcription can affect our ability to trust one another maybe in that context. Well, I think people are a little bit more relaxed and open in their conversations when they know that everything isn't being recorded.
Yeah.
That's where the human element of technology comes in. It can't just be, we're recording this, we're going to have full transcripts, let's go get the job done.
Yeah, definite costs associated there, just in, like you said, on the people side. I'm going to be more reserved. I'm going to hold back a little bit more.
Yeah.
We're still getting used to working with each other digitally instead of face-to-face.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it's, now everything's going to be recorded. And so, all right.
And all of a sudden, AI and the IRS are partnered. So we're going to talk about that next. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time is 10:30, ABC News, and the local headlines. All right.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. The latest target of DOJ firings by the Trump administration, the IRS. Even though the White House says these layoffs, thousands of them, will not impact filing.
The White House will say that the impacts will not be felt in terms of the tax filing season. That's according to sources at the IRS. But this potentially could have an impact if there are any delays for people who are trying to get their tax refunds or people who are looking for assistance right now as they're filing their tax returns.
That's ABC News White House correspondent Karen Travers. President Trump meeting with the Republican Governors Association at the White House right now. Republicans pushing through their $340 billion budget framework all overnight. That lays the foundation for Trump administration policies to move forward. New York Yankees have always banned facial hair for players. Today, the team announced that moving forward, they will allow well-groomed beards. Mustaches still allowed. This is ABC News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 10:31. I'm Connie Weber. The Milwaukee area's top federal prosecutor out of a job. Gregory Honstad removed from his position as U.S. Attorney for Wisconsin's Eastern District. President Trump continues removing Biden-era judges from offices across the country. Richard Froling will serve as acting U.S. Attorney for the district until a replacement is named. Cell phones could be banned in Wisconsin classrooms under a Republican bill making its way through Madison. It was passed by the state assembly this week, largely along party lines. Under the law, school boards would have to adopt policies to prohibit the use of wireless communication devices during instructional time, with exceptions for the monitoring of medical conditions and for emergency situations. Residents in Shawano County could pay an additional fee for vehicle registration starting next week. Our partners at NBC 26 report the so-called wheel tax could provide $750,000 for roadwork projects. If approved, Shawano County would be joining 13 other counties in Wisconsin that have a vehicle registration tax. Time for news about your money and the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Dow is down 380 points, 43,796. The Nasdaq is down 138 at 19,826. S&P 500 down 34 at 6,083. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Taking a look at the roads now with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons paving time saver traffic. We have a highway closure. This is going to be Wisconsin Highway 59 East, closed at Sunny Slope Road because of a crash in that area. So look for delays and look for an alternate route. Here's your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Sunshine today, 28 for the high. Clear tonight, lows 12. Lakeside 7. Inland, partly cloudy and 29 tomorrow. Slight chance of rain, maybe some snow to the north on Sunday with a high 38. Slight chance of rain Monday evening after mostly cloudy skies that day and a high Monday 43. Tuesday, mostly cloudy with a high of 44. 18 in Madison, 12 in Green Bay, 21 in Milwaukee. I'm Connie Weber. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 1033.
Now's your chance. Tackle those bigger projects with an 11% rebate on everything at Menards. Transform your home with a new Dakota closet. Build your dream bathroom and save on luxury tubs and showers. Customize your kitchen with Clearview cabinetry. Or start your big garage project. Get an 11% rebate on everything at Menards. chance. 11% mail-in rebate is a merchandise credit check. Good on future in-store purchases. See Menards.com for details.
Save big money at Menards.
A buck doesn't buy much unless you're spending it at Griffin. For just $1 over cost, you can buy brand new tires from us. This is Jim Griffin. Any major brand, $1 over our cost with free tire repair and lifetime rotation. We'll even show you the invoice to prove it. Our only requirements, we put them on for you. Buy one or the whole set. The dollar deal from Griffin. Milwaukee, Waukesha, Fort Atkinson, and Jefferson. Griffin. The buck stops here. The deals on tires don't. That's Griffin.
Not combinable with other tire offers.
You gotta get to Built Right today. WTMJ's Vince Vitrano here to tell you about Built Right's President's Day and Randy Kay's birthday extended mattress sale. Their one location saves you time and money, and they make it easy to shop and easy to buy. Built Right beats any big box, national or local chain store, department store, employee-free store, online retailer, or warehouse club because they have the guaranteed lowest prices. Built Right also has the best value, selection, and experienced team in Wisconsin. Over 60 models and 500 mattresses in stock. Choose from the best mattress brands made in the USA. Heirloom, Gold Bond, Therapeutic, Restonic, and Schiffman. Built Right specializes in hard-to-find, flippable, two-sided, and heavy-duty mattresses that hold up to 600 pounds. Plus, Built Right offers free delivery and removal on mattress-only purchases of $7.99 or more. Built Right saves you money. Open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Sunday, closed to be with family. Make sure to tell them Vinny sent you to Built Right at 54th and Layton Avenue in Greenfield.
Is that coffee?
That's it. I'm getting 100 cups of coffee starting now.
Time for a quick look at your coffee and how much it costs. It's the Upswing's Coffee Index.
How's good?
Welcome back to the Upswing. It's Friday. Maybe you need a second cup of coffee. I stopped at the Stone Creek Coffee on Downer this morning. Was a little warmer out, so I could go to the walk-up window. I like doing that. 12-ounce coffee, $2.75. The same price, by the way. And this is why we do this each and every day. No, well, we don't do it every day, but a couple times a week. The same price as a 12-ounce at Colectivo. So you add the 23-cent tax. I left $1 tip. I walked out of there with $3.98 for my coffee this morning. Felt good. Tasted good. Got my day off to a good start. Let's see. I'm getting all my papers together, as we all are right now for tax day. And you see, in recent years, the IRS has done a bunch of different AI tools to automate fraud detection. They've used chatbots on support side. Now they have collaboration with NVIDIA. NVIDIA supercomputers are going to, really create a little bit more agency, human headcount, add some more opportunity. But I think there's this growing sentiment, Todd, that, all these tools there's some privacy concerns, and there's some additional data security concerns when using AI for tax audit and compliance. Is that something we should be concerned, especially in light of, we're looking for more savings, we're looking for more opportunity to make things faster and better at departments like the IRS?
Yeah. So I'm not under, Facebook's 21 years old. I'm not under any illusion that we have any privacy.
Okay.
How long ago was Snowden, all that stuff.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But when it comes to IRS, to your point, when you start implementing AI tools, there's certainly more vectors for security lapses to occur. Now, my understanding about how IRS and other government agencies are going about the use of AI, there's this term, sounds technical, it's not. It's called reinforcement learning. So every time an AI does something, the algorithm either rewards it for doing a good job or it corrects it. And oftentimes that's augmented by a person saying that was wrong, giving it feedback. Okay, so it's called reinforcement learning, human feedback.
Okay.
So at IRS and other government agencies, there are people in the mix. Now, when you talk about DOGE and headcount reduction and so forth, maybe there's some concern there, but I don't think we're there yet. And it's still very much, there's a human in the loop in all of these processes at this point.
Yeah. Well, and to that point, you have to have that balance between AI automation and human oversight. Can it, you're looking at tax enforcement and then possible bias in the system. How does AI work there?
Yeah, I mean, AI bias is human bias. So, I mean, there was a study a couple of years ago at Stanford that African Americans were audited at a rate of something like 5 times white Americans. That's pretty alarming. And so they've taken, the Government Accountability Office flagged that, and they've taken steps to mitigate that and so forth. And again, it's just having to have more people involved with ethical discernment and, the ability to use some human judgment to say, well, that's wrong. Yeah. Let's tweak the algorithm and so forth. So it's this continuous improvement.
Yeah. All right. When we come back, I want to get your thoughts on how do we really interpret the bad blood between Elon Musk and OpenAI's Sam Altman? Is this just like, I don't know, maybe we have to go back in the day. You look at Henry Ford and Ferrari and like what their battles were. It's just all about PR and positioning, or is there something more here? And then we're talking taxes and health, right? I like that spin. There's too much of taxes and death and taxes. So we're going to talk about health and AI and your health journey. This is The Upswing. You're listening to WTMJ.
Hey, it's the weekend. Take your family to the historic Fox and Hound Supper Club. Half your dinners are free, even on the weekend. WTMJ's John Mercure here. I love the Fox and Hounds, my favorite place. The Friday fish fry is all you care to eat and one of the best. All other dinners are buy one, get one free. Choice steaks, delicious seafood, mouthwatering pasta. The pecan-crusted walleye is so good. All the entrees are buy one, get one free. Desserts, too. Including that chocolate cake. Buy one, get one free. De-stress with an old-fashioned, a Manhattan. They've got 20 great bourbons, over 100 fine wines, and those 8 elegant dining rooms with real wood-burning fireplaces. Fantastic. Saturday night, your second prime rib dinner is free, only at the Fox and Hounds. The magnificent Sunday brunch is all you can eat. Kids and grandkids under 3 eat for free. Wherever you live, it's worth the drive through the Kettle Moraine for your free dinner right near Holy Hill. Call and reserve your free dinner this weekend. FoxandHoundsRestaurant.com.
At the Milwaukee Auto Show, we have a vehicle for almost everything, and we certainly have a vehicle for your thing. The Auto Show has the largest selection of vehicles from different manufacturers all in one place. Barrett Center, the 22nd through the 2nd. Buy tickets online, no added fees. AutoShowMilwaukee.com.
Welcome to The Knowledge Brokers, weekly feature covering the dynamics of the insurance market, how it affects Wisconsin businesses, and those of us who live here. Sponsored by the original Knowledge Broker, R&R Insurance. Joining us today, Jeff Salazinski, Vice President of Insurance Operations. Well, last few months, we have had a lot of newsworthy events with an insurance angle kind of to each of them. The stream of events should remind all of us the importance of properly designed insurance programs. Jeff, tell us what you're seeing.
Thanks, Vince. Great to be here. Yes, 2025 is already off to an ominous start. A cyber data breach impacting over 60 million students and teachers, with dozens of Wisconsin districts impacted. Natural catastrophes continue to increase in both frequency and severity of damages. Although Wisconsin fared better than many states, this is no time to be complacent.
So, Jeff, why is that important to people who are listening right now?
Vince, while these events are destructive and expensive, they can be insured against quite easily. When these issues are ignored or handled improperly, they can change your life, drain your resources, maybe destroy your business. Quite simply, a properly designed insurance program has never been more relevant nor more important than today. If you're not getting good guidance from your insurance provider and they're uninformed on these issues, you're jeopardizing your assets, your business, and maybe your future.
A lot of options for insurance out there, Jeff. Why should families or businesses work with R&R Insurance?
Thanks, Vince. We deliver thought leadership around asset protection. It's what we do best. We inform you of where the market opportunities are today. We work with you to best position your account or your company for review by an underwriter. And R&R can get multiple companies competing for your account. It'll cost you nothing to sit down with R&R Insurance. If you're looking for a better insurance purchasing experience, we'd love to sit down and speak with you. At R&R Insurance, we know business insurance.
That's Jeff from R&R Insurance. Thanks for the great info, Jeff.
Welcome back to the Upswing. I'm Jeff Sherman. Happy Friday. AI in our everyday lives, at work, at home, and within our health lives. A lot of health scares, no matter how big or how small they are, they don't come with recovery roadmap that works for everyone. And it can be a little overwhelming. I mean, Todd and I were talking off air a little bit, whether you break your leg or whether you require surgery or whatever's coming at you, there's so much data and so many decisions you have to make. Having kind of an AI partner along your side, I think can be really, really helpful. So I want to have you, Todd, if you'd be willing to talk about it, talk us through your cancer diagnosis and how you used AI to manage that process and just everything that's thrown at you when life comes at you.
Yeah, thanks for that. So pretty scary at the beginning. I was traveling. I was in Texas, and my wife and son ended up coming down because it didn't look very good. It looked much more acute. Turns out I have a form of cancer that is kind of the one. It's the kind you want to have.
Okay.
It's called chronic lymphocytic leukemia. So it's a blood disorder. I've probably had it for about 4 years. I've known about it now for around 2 years. But I'm that person who would go get a physical every 3 years and so forth. So I guess that's the first piece.
Okay.
It has nothing to do with AI. I think there's a lot, regardless of the topic in AI, human agency is a big thing. Do you feel empowered in business? And I know, Jeff, you're making a big dent in the universe. You always have. So you're a person who wakes up trying to figure out what to do, how to make things better in Milwaukee and so forth. And I've felt a sense of ownership in every job I've ever had too. When it comes to healthcare, I don't advocate very well for myself. Yeah. And so even as I've been going through this cancer treatment now and doing great, and thank you to Dr. El-Kwazmi at Freighter, I often leave the room going in monthly for blood draws and labs and all that stuff. I often leave the room having felt like, I either chickened out on asking some questions, or I asked wrong questions, or I asked a question and he gave me an answer and it disagreed with what I thought the answer was going to be. So I, went into my corner and didn't say anything more and so forth. All right.
Right.
So
they're the doctor, you're the patient.
Yeah, exactly. So a few months ago, maybe 5 or 6 months ago now, I started using AI as a way to prepare for those conversations. And I would, go into my chart, get my blood results, which are all anonymized in my chart, and just paste them in and say, what does this mean? Mm-hmm. At this point, I know what red blood cell counts are,
right,
so forth, but I don't know what LDH is. I don't, there's lots of blood draws that you get when you have, any sort of condition, and not everything is intuitive. So how important is this? If you had to stack rank this in terms of the blood results, how, the fact that this is out of a normal range, what does that mean? What's the doctor likely to say? What are 2 questions I could ask the doctor about this if it comes up? That sort of thing.
Yeah.
What should I expect to hear?
So it helped you, in a way, kind of reclaim a sense of control, right?
Yeah, totally. Much like a person would if I had some, my wife comes along oftentimes, but not every time. And so, either having a person advocate or being able to advocate for ourselves is really important. And it brings a great deal of a sense of confidence about being able to see it through.
Yeah, yeah.
That you're headed in the right direction.
And did you feel like it gave you more confidence to talk to your doctor and ask the hard questions that maybe you're just like, ooh, here she's the doctor. They know the plan, but I have all this additional research and partners at my table. And how did those discussions go then with your doctor?
So I'm really fortunate with my doc. He's a teaching doc at the medical college at MCW. So he's incredible at explaining things, right? For me, if he and the AI agree, I'm good.
Okay.
If they disagree, I have to find ways to gently say, well, what about this?
Okay.
He's also, like most doctors, not really interested in alternative treatments, right? Like, I'm on a targeted therapy. It's a pharmaceutical. But what else can I be doing to regulate my blood, to get my blood counts back to where they need to be, and so forth? he's less likely to have that conversation with me than AI is. How do I boost my red blood cells naturally? Things like that. What can I be doing? What are the alternative things I could be thinking about, and so forth? Even, you hear about like ivermectin and methylene blue, all these anti-parasite things. Yeah. Okay, well, should I talk to him about that? Well, probably not, because those metabolize in the liver just like my pharmaceutical does. So, it's not. I can't put my liver through that. So now I don't have to have that conversation. So it's not WebMD. Let's be clear.
Yeah, right.
Like, AI today, in terms of diagnosis, it's outperforming human doctors and human doctors working with AI because of the bias. So there's a real opportunity here to educate ourselves so that we can advocate for ourselves and have the right conversation, which is so empowering in terms of just getting better.
And you outlined all of this on your Medium.com account. If you just search for Todd McLeese, you'll see his whole journey with some good prompts. And I think it can be really helpful no matter what you're going through in your health world to really make you a better advocate for your health using AI. When we come back, we're going to wrap up our conversation with Todd McLeese from humanskills.ai. We need to talk a little bit about Elon Musk because you can't not talk about Elon. This is The Upswing, and you're listening to WTMJ.
On Wisconsin's Morning News, we profiled the average John or Jane Doe who had no idea when they got up one morning that they'd be saving a life, becoming everyday heroes. Ryan Lathrop, school bus driver, coming his way, a semi-truck in the other lane, and it's creeping over the center line.
Tried to get around him, see if I couldn't avoid him, and he ended up going right down the side of my bus. I don't feel that I'm a hero. I did just doing my job.
Everyday Hero, Thursdays at 6:40 on Wisconsin's Morning News, presented by Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living, transforming the culture of care.
Hey, this is Steve Scafidi for Advent. I had some snoring issues that kept my wife up at night. That led to poor sleep and a lot of tired mornings on the radio, and nobody wants that, trust me. But it's simply, my nose wasn't working the way it should. I decided to go to Advent for a quick 30-minute visit, one of their great facilities, talk to a bunch of their doctors. They really put me at ease. After a really simple sleep study at home, in my own bed, they determined the root cause of my problem had to do with my sinuses and nasal passages in my breathing triangle. I didn't even know I had a breathing triangle, so I went to see Advent. After a short procedure done in office, I'm back to breathing well, and my wife and I are both back to sleeping through the whole night. The best sleep we've ever had, that could be you. If you struggle with restless nights like I did, take the time to see how Advent can help. To find out how breathing well and sleeping well can make your life and your nights a whole lot better, go to AdventKnows.com, schedule an appointment today. Because Advent knows, when you breathe well, you live better.
Outdoor Living Unlimited puts cool stuff in your yard. Patios, decks, pergolas, outdoor kitchens, screen rooms, even in-ground pools. You dream it, we design it together, then Outdoor Living Unlimited installs it for you. OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
AccuNet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
This is Chief Anti-Heartbreak Officer Brian Wickert. While national headlines talk about the inventory of homes for sale being a lot higher this year, that's still not the case in most of Wisconsin. The good news is that now, even in winter, AccuNet's experienced loan consultants are already helping many of our pre-approved home shoppers become homeowners and avoid the heartbreak of losing in a multi-offer situation. Sure, you can go with a flimsy, unimaginative bank pre-approval, or you can present your offer with an AccuNet rock-solid, fully verified, and guaranteed pre-approval that also might come with the phrase that really makes sellers happy: no appraisal required. When an appraisal is needed, we can also show you in dollars and cents what it means to willingly pay a certain dollar amount over the appraised value if that's what's needed to win, which is usually a lot less scary than people imagine. Reduce your risk of home shopper heartbreak by getting started with your rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval at AccuNet.com. That's AccuNet.com.
You should be listening to Wisconsin's Midday News each weekday from 11 to 1.
Bucks President Peter Feigin joins us live here in the studio right now.
But if you missed us, catch up anytime with Greg Matzik and Jessica Ty by listening to the Wisconsin's Midday News Podcast.
What you're seeing now is like the reality of, playing a season together, kind of, getting to know each other.
Powered by Siding Unlimited, siding, and a whole lot more.
Don't forget, take us with you wherever you go. We'd love to have you with us.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Welcome back to the Upswing. I'm Jeff Sherman, joined in studio by Todd McLeese from humanskills.ai. So, Todd, how are we best to interpret kind of the bad blood, if you will, between Elon Musk and OpenAI's Sam Altman? Is just this all kind of make sparks fly and keep them in the news cycle? Or is there something real here, platform versus platform?
I think it's three things. It's billionaire games. It's competitive because there's this amazing, mind-boggling, breathtaking race that's going on between like the big 7 companies, the same companies who brought us e-commerce and social media. They're bringing us AI and quantum. Yeah. And every week, like multiple times a week, there's new announcements about new capabilities. So it's definitely people trying to gain market position. Mm-hmm. And then I think the stakes are super high, not just from a business perspective, but from a humanity perspective. Like we have to get AI right. And OpenAI was supposed to be a nonprofit. I don't know how factual this stuff is, but you know, Musk will say he threw $50 million into it to get it started. Then they changed course, and he's out and he's doing his own thing. And you know, everybody's investing tens of billions of dollars. So I think we have to get it right, and we need to be able to trust the people. I've decided like we can't wait for the government to legislate for us, and we can't trust the AI developers to do the right thing because the incentive model is too misaligned with what's right. So it really comes down to us to figure out ways to use it the right way.
Yeah, I mean, we saw somewhat similar thing, kind of the dawn of the personal computer era, right? You saw Steve Jobs and Bill Gates exchanging barbs back and forth because they were both battling for market share, and they both wanted to innovate and innovate fast. Yep. So what's your one tip as we close here? Fans and listeners can do and use this weekend to make AI a little bit more actionable in their everyday lives.
Okay, jump into ChatGPT or whatever tool you want.
Okay.
And you can use a free version. You don't have to have an account. And give it 4 things. Give it a role. Tell it what role you want it to play. Like I want you to be a marketing expert with 20 years of experience.
Okay.
And then give it an objective or a goal. Like this is what we're working on together. Tell it who it's for. This is for my boss. It's for me. It's et cetera. And then give it a little context. Just pretend it's a 22-year-old that you just hired, and you need to give him or her as much information as possible to help them be successful. If you do those 4 things, the results that you get if you're just getting started and using AI are going to be tremendously different.
Very good. Todd McLeese, right there, from AI anxiety to AI agility.
Right on.
Instantly. This is The Upswing. Coming up next, Wisconsin's Midday News.
Welcome to our Everyday Health feature, sponsored by the Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network. February is American Heart Month, a time when we can shed some light on heart disease, the leading cause of death for men and women.